Hello, welcome to Saturday Afternoon Adventures. I'm your host, Robot Spacer.
And also I am here.
We're a little bit late today. That's my fault. Also, it's hardly even afternoon anymore. It's like late afternoon, early evening at this point, but that's okay.
Whatever, 4 o'clock's afternoon.
How y'all doing?
We would still be firmly within the Disney afternoon block of programming at 4 o'clock.
Okay, yeah, that's a good way to gauge how we're doing. Welcome, Epton, Siku, Valis, Lanky. Good to see y'all. Hope you're doing well this weekend. So, Connor's in the, what's this place called? Sun Realm? I don't know.
Celestial Kingdom? Or no?
Temple of the Sun.
Okay.
Temple of the Sun is the official name. We're on the second level of, I think, 3. I don't know that we've been told that. I feel like that's correct. We're making our way towards Lucredo.
Make it away.
Thank you.
Sorry, I'm catching up on Critical Role.
You sure are.
That's a joke that they do a lot.
And just a reminder, this is what the manual has to say about Lucredo. He's the reason for all this trouble. You'll have to face him at the end of the game, since Lucredo was an Archon of the Temple before he became evil. He's not good at combat. However, he does have a good grasp of the powers of magic. Be prepared with plenty of health items when facing him, and keep in mind that he can't be killed by normal means. You'll have to find a way to deal with him other than standard combat. So I do not remember exactly what that means. I don't know how related this is, but we also have our Spell of Might that we have not yet completed. We're missing a morsel of a giant gold mushroom. And then once we have the 3 main ingredients, we have to combine them. And I always forget exactly how the game words it, but basically it has to be like struck by lightning. And I continue to be concerned that we have possibly missed the morsel of mushroom. I was very close to looking up what region it's in, but then I decided what I'll do is if we get to the point in the game where the lightning can be found, and I still don't have any idea where the gold mushroom is, then I think at that point I'll look up the region or have Secret Crush look it up.
Do you want me to go ahead and start searching for that information so I have it on deck? Okay.
No.
I was a little bit concerned, like, if you waited until you were like, okay, fine, look it up, that it would take me too long or something, and it would be awkward, but you're probably right. I shouldn't. Bad things happen when I know information.
Yeah. So, yeah, like, mainly, you know, if we've missed it, I don't want to have to backtrack and go through all the levels of the game. So if it seems like we're going to have to backtrack, then I'll want to find out what region it's in. And I don't think I'll want to know anything more specific than that.
Okay.
But we'll see. I'm missing lots of chat here.
Chat seems to be talking amongst itself for the most part.
Okay, great.
We're very happy
Silver,
that you're all here.
I hope you're doing all right. It's good to see you. Oh no.
What's wrong?
Just seeing some chat about old Sierra boxes, which is the thing I also hate to think about.
Yeah.
I earlier this year finally gave in and basically I took some nice photographs of a bunch of my old King's Quest boxes and then threw them in the garbage. And I'm still very sad about that. They were just, they went through water damage.
Of a basement flood.
I foolishly did not take efforts to dry them out quickly, though, like, I was, you know, we had a lot of water damage.
There was a lot going on that
way
year,
more important things to worry about. But I should have, you know, after the other stuff was dealt with, come back around to them just because I knew they were important to me. I've had them all these years. Obviously, I care about them, right? But they got real moldy, and now they're gone. I continue to think about possibly replacing some of them. I don't know that I will. As tempting as it is, like, it seems hard to get a hold of good condition boxes for a price that is not too outrageous. Especially, and another complication that I personally have is, I grew up with Mac versions of the games, and like, I've occasionally done eBay searches, and it's way more rare to see a Mac box. Like, I know it's just a little detail, like, the little sticker at the bottom is different, but I feel like if I were going to go to the trouble to replace some, I would at least greatly prefer to have Mac boxes. There are more important things than Sierra boxes. Yeah, that's a fair point. But I guess, our home is fairly important. Without a home, we have nowhere to put our Sierra boxes. So,
so true. Makes you think.
Yeah. Anyways,
thing that I said in chat before, while you were finishing getting ready, and possibly while no one else was around to hear it, there's a bit of this background music
right,
that reminds me of Evangelion, which is funny to me because I previously thought that the main menu music reminded me of a different track from the background music of
right.
Evangelion. I don't know. It's just this one little bit. I don't know if it's going to come up soon or if we have to sit here and wait for a while, but there's a little piano bit in particular. And now I'm struggling to remember either how it goes here or how the Evangelion track that it reminds me of goes.
Mm-hmm.
This is maybe not a good story, and I don't have a good ending for it, so you should just move on. I've said my piece.
So, like I said, we're in level 2 of the Temple of the Sun. I don't remember what our specific goal is right now.
Silver, I would love to hear you come up with something more creative than Evangeline.
So here's my notes. I forgot we have this mystery broom in the current. I think we're still in level 2, where there's like a door with no obvious way to open it. And I'm curious if we'll be able to figure that out, like if it'll just be something we'll figure out in the next level or what. But I feel like we're pretty much ready to continue on to level 3. Let's see. These bits at the top are things we overheard the other Archons who have been frozen in stone whispering. Order of Light can protect against Lucredo. Chalice of Order provides the light immortal. Return the mask to the altar. And we're also still missing one piece of the mask. Honestly, don't remember exactly how we get that. But let's continue and see what we can figure out here. Okay, so I think this is the doorway to the next area. I'm just going to fill out the sides of the map here. Just makes it easier to verify at a glance what we've explored and what we might have missed. So this is that door that I just mentioned, and I think that's the only area here that we haven't explored. There's some bits here where it's not entirely clear, but I'm pretty sure those are just dead ends. So let's go to level 3. Let's see, what did we get on this level?
The tablet of knowledge with a precept of truth.
Oh, we didn't get another precept yet? I was thinking we did. Oh, you know what? I might have loaded the wrong save. I loaded the one at the top of the list, which was foolish of me. So this one's 4. I should probably write in my notebook the name of our most recent save. Right. It's probably too late to worry about that at this point, but it's the thing I should have thought of much sooner. Here we go. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was thinking we got some cool armor, and now we have our cool armor. Whew. Okay. All right. So now we can see there's a room here, and we still haven't been through that door. All right, and this is more filled out back here. I think that's where the exit to the next level is? Or wait, no, this is it right here. Okay, there's a door here that we can see a little better now. And this is a fountain where we can restore health. Let's see if we need that right now. Yeah, I think we do. So we'll go there first. See some chat about the pronounces of Evangelion.
Sorry, I continue to lead chat off topic in this regard.
my understanding of the most proper pronunciation is more like Evangelion.
That's closer to the like transliteration of the. I think it's a made up word, but the root of the made up word is the same as evangelism. Mm-hmm. So that's where my brain goes. And also, I watched the dub for years.
I almost every time I say it, I think for at least a moment about whether or not to say Evangelion or Evangelion, and I usually wind up on Evangelion, and it's hard to say the more I talk about it. I feel like that's somewhat more common among English speakers, but I don't know. That's just my own personal experience. I don't know if that's really true or not.
Right.
But I see Siku agrees with the hard G based on 1 year of college Japanese. Good to know.
I know we've watched all the movies except for the last one together. I can't remember.
The new ones, yeah.
Have you watched all of the series?
Yeah.
Okay. I know we started watching it when it first came out on Netflix, but I don't think we finished. And I couldn't remember.
Yeah, like most of the time when we rewatch it, we don't get to the end.
Right, right.
But I've seen it all.
Okay. I couldn't remember.
Long time ago. Hey, Junior Skag. Thank you so much. Been enjoying Connor's adventures so far, so only fair to subscribe. I appreciate it. Thank you for your support.
I just noticed Evian Jelly Bean. That's very good. That's like the Mad Max parody title. Not Mad Max. Mad Magazine. Those are the words I'm trying to say.
Oop. Okay, let's go. Let's play a game. We're doing it.
Let's play a game that is not Neon Genesis Evangelion, no matter how hard the music tries to trick my brain.
Evian Jelly Beans. Am I going the right way? No, I'm going in a big circle. That's okay.
I forgot how the aesthetic of this place reminds me of the Haunted Mansion.
Just the color and the wall sconces.
The ornate patterning of the wallpaper and the sconces. Mm-hmm. It's dark.
Oh, I forgot this happens every time we get too close to the door. We'll come back to you in a second, friend. No. That's hilarious.
How gamest thou, Connor?
Look, I gotta go restore my health first. It's important. I think I'm going the right way here. Okay. There we go. And let's see, we threw that medallion we found into this. It was churning out evil henchmen until we threw that medallion that we found in the first level in, and then now it's a good fountain of healing water, which is very interesting. I guess like it was like a tiny little Mask of Eternity medallion. We were given very little other information about it, but clearly it had some powers in it. Powers of good. Just filling out the map here. Okay. Now we're ready to talk to our door friend who would very much like an answer to his question. Which I think we're prepared to provide. I think we have our second precept here.
Gainest thou the light?
There it is.
A mind enlightened gains the light of life.
I just
Okay.
remembered how we were talking about John Dark Souls in my bonus stream last night.
Yes. Okay, level 3. Here we go. So I think I was just looking at the map there, and the Mask of Eternity in the corner, and like there's some water below that's like the current colored in part. So I guess it's just kind of indicating we're like inside the Temple of the Sun. And then I believe like there's those little like floating islands above it, and I think once we get out of this level, we'll be up in that area. At the very least, I believe we are making our way there. Okay, I should do a save. Level 3, 1. Excuse me?
What's wrong?
It says, are you sure you want to overwrite the save game Sun Level 3, 1, which is the title I just typed in. Like, did I actually miss a different save? Oh, I did. I was looking for the highest number 2 save. So actually,
better naming convention for your save
I mean,
files.
they need a better save system,
Well,
is what
that
they.
too.
Like, it's so hard to find it when they're, you know, in essentially a random order.
Right.
But I don't think this matters. Like, it would have been a better save to start from because we would have had to do less loading. But at this point, no big deal. Whoops. Nice. There's my bar. So we're at level 53 now. I'm just enjoying the chat about John Dark Souls, Sans Undertale. John Halo, of course, is another good one.
Claude Fire Emblem.
Oh, yeah.
Graham King's Quest, exactly.
Oh. Here's one of these guys.
Behold the Hall of Order, O champion. He who does not correct small faults shalt not control great ones.
Huh.
He who does not correct small faults shall not control great ones. I'm just writing down correct small faults. Correct great ones. I don't know, like without any further context, I feel like we need to look for something that's like some unimportant thing that's wrong here.
I must discern the proper order.
Oh no! Are you for real?
Uh-oh.
It's a sliding block puzzle in 3D.
Fuck you, Sierra.
Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my gosh. How does this work exactly? Okay. This is a little different from your typical sliding block puzzle. Okay, so I can go like one square outside of the box. This is wild. It's also interesting that we got this like right off the bat. In the first two areas, like we had to explore for a while to find this area. Okay. Gosh. This is the middle piece. Well, okay, that's not the one I was trying to push. This is gonna take all day. We just live here now. Okay. I think that's like the middle side piece. Yeah, that looks right. Of course, we got a bunch of pieces at the bottom here that need to move up. Ugh. I feel like we should have a timer going for this. See how long it takes me. Can we go one more? No. Bummer.
I have started a stopwatch. It'll
Thank
be
you.
slightly inaccurate. Since,
Sure. That's okay.
I didn't get it exactly when you began doing the pose. Hello, Dr. Shelby.
Hey, Shelby. Good to see you. Like, I feel like I'm pretty alright at the normal, like, type of sliding block puzzle where it's, like, you know, contained in a square and then you have one square that's missing. I'm trying to think of how to explain my experiences with these puzzles. Like, I kind of have the general idea of how you solve them, but I frequently like just kind of end up pushing things around mindlessly until I, you know, pull it off.
Can you only push or can you pull?
I don't know of any pulling mechanic in this game.
Just it occurs to me that like you can pull them outside or push them outside of that little square that they
Right.
presumably need to go into. Could you not simply take everything out and then put them back in a more methodical and deliberate manner than just this aimless pushing and sliding?
I don't know exactly how I would do that.
Right.
The fact that we can go outside, I assume kind of gives some opportunity to, like, you know, this one, let's actually try this right now. So, like, this one needs to go in the opposite corner.
Right.
So I think since it's kind of out here by itself, we can just kind of push it all the way around the outside.
Right.
Which to some degree makes this a lot easier than your typical puzzle like this. I see the opposite top corner is over there, so I'm gonna see if we can do the same thing with that. Let's see, I think that's as far as it'll... Yeah, it's weird because there's like an indentation on the floor here.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't really
it
make
won't let
sense
you-
that I can't go one more than that.
Oh, weird. Did they perhaps design it allowing you to push it out a little bit further, but then they were like, no, that makes it too easy.
Yeah, I don't
They
know.
put an invisible wall.
It's a great question. There was a difficulty I chose at the beginning of the game, but I'm pretty sure that was presented as merely a combat difficulty and not affecting any puzzles. I could be wrong. We're getting there. Oh, shoot. I'm just noticing this piece here needs to move down, and I feel like that's going to be a pain in the ass. Like I should have thought about that sooner probably, but we'll come back to that. I'm gonna push this other piece around to get it in roughly the right spot, and then we'll come back. Okay. So at least on this side we're doing pretty all right. Once we get this in place. So basically, once I get this corner piece where it belongs, we just need to figure out how to swap these two, which I feel like might end up being a huge pain in the ass. But we're almost there. It might not be too bad. Once I get the rest of this in place, I think I can push that whole row down, and then the middle block can get pushed out. Yeah, I think that'll work out. A 2D puzzle with 3D depiction of 2D interactions. Yeah, this is a wild choice. I almost... like, in each level of this, we've had, like, a little bit more of a logic puzzle thrown at us. And I feel like they haven't been great. Whoops. Wrong button. And this feels a little bit like, well, we gotta do something here. Sure, that's an idea. We're working within limited... difficult constraints here. Like, I know this game went through a lot of development troubles. So this is where it gets a little bit trickier. I think, like, getting that, like, if I could pull, it'd be easy, right? But I can't. So I think what I need to do is push this whole row down again, and then I can slide the bottom piece out, and that'll give me room to push things back up. You have to turn it over and do the other side. Please don't say that. Okay. I think we got this. Oh, camera's being a little weird. We did it.
That took you 7 minutes and 13 seconds since I thought to start a timer. I'm
Not
gonna
bad.
say round up probably about 8 minutes total.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So is this the Chalice of Order that we heard about? I think that was what it's called. Yeah. Oh, it's a key. Right. It's a key that will probably lead us to the Chalice of Order.
Oh yeah, you should probably save.
Yeah, it's a very good idea. Thank you. God, can you imagine if I died and had to do that again? Actual nightmare. Alright, let's get a weapon out. I feel like we're probably gonna encounter some weapons, or some enemies soon here. Get back in run mode. Or maybe we'll just have pots to break this whole level. You know, the music is very chill, like,
Yeah.
and we immediately hit a puzzle. I almost wonder if there are no enemies in this level. Like, maybe they're giving us a chance to prepare for the big battles at the end here.
That could be.
Hello, David Alexander. How do I know you're not an imposter?
Ooh.
But it's good to see you.
Turning it around.
I'm gonna explore this way first. Six, seven. I feel like I didn't say hello to you. Good to see you. And why do you know so much about imposters? Oh, here's the door. Oh, we're not ready for this yet.
I know not how, yet.
Let me just go figure that out real quick, and I will get back to you. Hey, Daniel Alba, good to see you. Long live the king. I feel like you've been playing King's Quest VIII since the beginning of the pandemic. It has been a long one. This is the 10th stream. And my streams are usually at least 3 hours long, sometimes longer. So it's a pretty good number of hours. I looked up... I usually, before I start playing a game, look up on howlongtobeat.com just to get an idea of... I've found that with some games, like, I look at, like, kind of the longest times people have shared. Like, the time, like, the typical time for, like, a long casual playthrough. And I feel like if, you know, I add a couple hours to that, that usually ends up being about right. And this one, I think that number was about 18 hours. So we've gone well over that. But we're so close to the end now. I'm very excited. Can you give a shout out for Curtis Craig Talks? Yes. For Daniel Albu streams with Paul Morgan Stetler of Phantasmagoria 2 fame.
Underscores in the username, right?
Yes, yes,
okay.
Between each word. Thank you. How has The Secret of Monkey Island been? I believe that's one you've been playing along with on, right?
King's Quest VIII, The Streams of Eternity.
Accurate. Huh, what's... Oh, that's just a pot I already smashed. I was like, what is this weird item in the corner? Okay, so... I guess I got turned around. Let's go down this little... side area. I keep worrying we're gonna encounter some enemies, but it sure doesn't seem like it. Oh, a new region?
Huh.
Is this... Oh, okay, I see. We did a big loop, and now I'm back at the beginning, so that would go back to the previous area. We do not want to do that. There is a spot there that we have not figured out, but I don't want to go back there yet. Because I really have no idea how we could do that. This gold pot's interesting. Never seen a gold one. Okay. Secret of Monkey Island has been great. It's interesting to see someone playing it for the first time in 2022. Yeah, that does sound like fun. You can tell if the game is actually good or if nostalgia has been tricking us for all these 30 years. Yeah. Huh, okay. So, I was gonna push this. I just noticed there's also like an indentation in the wall here. Oops, wrong key. Oh, maybe that's something that's gonna open up. Okay. Oh, I just had to click on it. And then it opened. And we just have a potion. I'm honestly a little disappointed. I thought it was going to be something a little bit more interesting, like maybe if it would help us figure out that door we can't get through in the previous level or something. Okay. So there's a spot here I didn't look. And I assume this... Wait. All right, this was an area we didn't go down. I think this is the door we need the precept to go through. Okay. So I'm going to check this spot, and then over here is probably where the door we have the key to is. I told you like 6 streams ago that you should have started clipping through walls. That's what Roberta Williams would have wanted you to do. Yeah, you're probably right. Honestly, I feel like there have been a couple times that I kind of like got stuck in a wall and hoped I might manage to clip through, but I haven't managed to figure out the technique there yet. It's not a good enough speedrun gamer, I guess. Okay. So nothing there. Oh, I knew there was going to be enemies. I'm glad I kept my sword out. Jeez. 5. Yeah. Am I hitting this guy? Oh, right. And when I have this active, I take 0 damage, which is amazing. Just because our stats are so leveled up now. Uh-oh. Ran out. Jeez, I got 13. I'm gonna do another one. Oh, 16 actually. Excuse me, I was looking at the wrong number. Whew. Okay. Keep trying to orient. I love this little skull just chilling on the ground here. So many potions. Okay, is that everything? Alright, and here's our door where we need a key. And there's the Chalice of Order.
Order is unity, and therefore perfect harmony.
That's what I'm always saying. I have not ever said that. Okay, we got them all now. Unless there's like a second page or a backside. That was interesting.
What?
I'm not sure he kind of climbed up this and back down. I don't think that was supposed to happen. How are you handling the sound of water pouring during the live stream? I personally do not have problems with that, but that's got to be rough for someone that does. I saw some mention of Roberta Williams and bugs and stuff. Like, we do know from reading about the development of this game that she unfortunately did not like have the final say on this game, unlike the previous games where Ken Williams had the authority to, you know, give the designer that level of control. But yeah, I'm very curious.
Order.
How different this game might have been if Sierra hadn't been bought out. I don't know if they'd ever, like, you know, addressed that. I haven't come across anything where they've, you know, talked about, you know, any specific regrets they might have had with this game. Just kind of in general, it seemed like they, you know, weren't 100% happy with how everything turned out. All right.
Order is unity and therefore perfect harmony.
Yeah, King's Quest VII was rough too, and I feel like that was just a decision to go ahead and release it for the holiday season and clean things up afterwards. Actually, I'm gonna say no, and well, yeah, I should save first, and then I'm gonna take another look at the map. Oh, I see what happened. Level 3. Oh, save games. Why are they? I think I'm on 4. I'm looking for people who worked on King's Quest VII. I want to interview each and every one of them. I would be very interested in that. Yeah, I think we covered everything here. Here we go. Oh. Actually just noticed, like, the little islands are kind of colored in too. Like, there's a little bit of blue in the sky around it, and then just some hints of green on the tops of the islands. So I guess that whole area is meant to be colored in. Ooh, altar room. We're not. I'm pretty sure we haven't missed anything related to the mask itself. We still only have 4 pieces.
How many are there in total?
5.
Okay.
Seek thou the 5th piece of the Mask of Eternity. Thou shalt not enter the inner sanctum without it.
Okay. Does that mean I did miss something?
Seek thou the 5th piece of the Mask of Eternity. Thou shalt not enter the inner sanctum.
I bet that's what's behind that door on level 2.
Oh. What door?
At the beginning of the stream, I was talking about last week. There was a door we found on level 2, but we couldn't find any way to open it.
Interesting. Must have been too busy talking about anime at the beginning.
Yeah,
of the
probably.
That.
Yeah, I guess this is the only thing we can do to backtrack is go through each level on foot. I'm just trying to think, what could we have possibly missed? I guess I'm gonna...
I carry the chalice of order.
I don't know if that could possibly somehow help with opening a door. It doesn't make any sense to me. But that's like the only item we've gained. I just need to backtrack through the entire game until you find it. Don't say that.
At some point, you said something about finding a key. Did that end up being
I don't know what you're
anything?
referring to. I mean, we found the key that led us to the Chalice of Order.
Okay, that is what that was for. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go back to the previous level and see if we can figure out anything on that level. And if I can't, I think we'll go back to the first level and just, go through the whole area again, because I'm reasonably confident that anything we need to get this piece of the mask is going to be in this region of the game, somewhere in the Temple of the Sun.
Did you see 6-7's comment?
Maybe you need the spell of might to lift the door to get to the last piece. Maybe. I do feel like the spell of might is probably an important thing. My thought was more that it probably has to do with defeating the Credo. But who knows? Yes. Yeah, I'm increasingly confident I missed the golden mushroom somehow. But I'm not ready to look it up quite yet. Okay. So here's that door. And I don't see anything else. Like, there's some little corners missing. But I don't think those are anything other than corners with nothing in them. So let's check out the door first. Wrong key. Wrong key again. Just trying to run here. And then... if like the chalice doesn't help, if we can't figure out anything else, then we'll just be really thorough in exploring. Look out for anything even slightly unusual. I'm doing a big circle. I've done this twice today now in that specific area. Wait. I should just keep the big map open. Okay. So here's that door. It's weird that...
Alas, 'tis
Okay.
locked.
The first couple times I clicked on it, he didn't even comment, which is odd.
This will not work. This will not work.
Oh, I just remembered that room with all the Archons in it. Where was that? Was that on this level?
I don't know.
That might have been here? Or was that on the previous level? Since I'm real close to the entrance to the first level, I think I'm gonna go ahead and go there. I kind of think that room I'm thinking of was on the first level. Hey, Edenwave. Yeah, last week we got to the Temple of the Sun. We got up to level 2. So we started on level 3 today. And now it seems we're missing a piece of the mask. So I'm trying to figure out what I missed. There's a locked door that we were just looking at on level 2 that I feel like that's like the only obvious like area that we've missed. So I feel like it's probably behind there. But there's no hint whatsoever as to what we need to do to open that door. I feel like this might be the area where the Archons are. That's where we got this sword, I think. And this was like the puzzle area. So I feel like that's got to be it. I'm just wondering, like, maybe they're whispering something that'll help us out here. Maybe we can do something with the chalice there. Oh, I missed one of these guys. I thought I'd cleared the place out. Guess I better keep my sword out. But clearly we're missing something, so. Ah, here we go. Oh, right. I really wish we had subtitles for these guys. So I can't remember for sure if there was anything here when we first came here, but I'm wondering if maybe we need to put the chalice on here. Chalice of Order provides the light immortal. No.
This will not work.
Bummer.
This will not work.
Could you just give it to one of these guys?
This will not work.
Like, I don't think there's any major hints in this dialogue. Like, it seems to mostly be telling us about, you know, the different items we've gained as we've gone through each level, and just kind of, you know, it's kind of some relevant, you know, flavor dialogue to relate to what all you're doing here. I would think that if this was important dialogue for figuring anything specific out, that it would have subtitles. And I can't seem to do anything in that room, so... I'm honestly surprised by how stumped I am.
You're still trying to open that door?
Yeah, like, specific goals we have right now are, like, most important of all, we want to find the last piece of the Mask of Eternity. Mm-hmm. And, you know, my best guess, I'm assuming it's in the Temple of the Sun. But I'm not positive. And then secondary, we're trying to finish our Spell of Might, which, again, we were missing the morsel of a golden mushroom. It's possible that's in an area we haven't gotten to yet. I feel like there's a good chance I missed it earlier in the game.
The locked door is on level 2.
There's no subtitles at this part because the voices are part of the background music track.
That's wild.
Also, hello, Joe. Good to see you. These frozen guys have any money? As usual, usually Connor's MO. Yeah, unfortunately, they do not seem to have any money for us.
The locked door you can't get into is on level 2.
Yes.
Would you like a hint?
I don't know. Do you feel that it's a subtle hint?
I mean, the first hint I can give you, which is literally also the first level of hint in the hint guide here.
Sure.
You need a key.
Well, yeah, I kind of figured that. Is it a literal key?
I mean, I don't know the answer to that question.
Okay.
And then the next level of hint is a location where you can find this key.
Okay.
I have not been paying close enough attention, so I do not know where this location is.
Is it like fairly specific? Like it's not.
If I'm looking at the hints for level 2, it should
Right.
also be on level 2.
It is on level 2. Okay. That's helpful. That's kind of the general thing I was
Okay.
looking for. Okay, so I'll go back to level 2 then. I think that was in the upper right.
And I do not know if getting into the locked door will help you with any of your other problems,
Yeah, I have no idea.
But-
I don't necessarily want to know
Yeah.
that yet.
but that's how you do that.
That's just like it's an obvious thing we've missed. So I feel like we should work that out
There's that
before
piano
we.
bit that reminds me of Evangelion.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
Da 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 da.
yeah.
Da, 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 da. That it's very creepy. It's the song that I think they used it to replace "Fly Me to the Moon" in the Netflix version for the ending credits.
Oh,
Which
okay.
vexed me to no end because
Yeah.
that's not the vibe.
Yeah. Terrible choice.
I hate it when anime releases in the US.
You gotta
just,
respect the vibe.
randomly swap.
Please
we can
respect the
just
vibe.
grab this track from elsewhere in the series to replace the ending theme. That's fine. Don't worry about the thematic elements that relate to the narrative.
Eden Wraith said, sounds like something you want to find in a swamp or underground. Yeah, I agree. Like the swamp is my main feeling, but also the underground area, the gnome underground, I think was called something like that. There were quite a few mushrooms there as well, so that's certainly a possibility. But at this point, I'm going to continue until I'm more positive that I've missed it somewhere, and then at that point, I might have on Secret Crush look up, a general area where I need to go. So I'm just gonna wander around level 2 here. I'm gonna try to keep an eye out for anything unusual. I really don't know what I'm looking for here. It doesn't seem like there's anything else that we've completely missed. But, maybe there's some item we can interact with. Oh, I took a wrong turn. My chat stopped scrolling on me. I'm just keeping an eye out for little corners of rooms I haven't filled in on the map. Let's see, how's our health? Take a couple slurps. What if I'm not looking up enough?
Huh.
Usually I feel like they, you know, have something like in the first level of this temple, there was like some dripping to kind of call our attention to an area where we could climb up. But I feel like there's been some times where they didn't do that in a way that worked on me, at least. Okay, so we're in this room here. All right, and we had to push this thing to the center.
The key to enlightenment is knowledge.
And that got us the key to the area where we found the armor. Just thinking about all the items we have here.
This is a blue adamant.
All right. That's one of our spell of might components, along with the basilisk
I
tongue.
carry the tongue of a basilisk. This is Queen Frisa's crystal scepter.
Why is there what sounds like someone bashing on a table in the music on this level? I think the music changed in this room, so.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I understand what you mean. Just kind of a low drum sound. I'm really curious if this was like, is this something that was meant to be hard to find, or am I just overlooking something obvious, which is often the case. Don't know at what point I might want more of a hint.
I got it locked and loaded.
I was hoping maybe this is a wall we could go through or something.
You're still on level 2?
Yeah, I mean, you gave me the idea that
Right.
that's where I'm missing.
I don't have enough of a sense of, like, space that you're in or where you need to go.
I mean...
But I know the name of the place you need to go.
Okay. So I'm going to see if anyone in chat has maybe someone in chat that's more familiar with the game can give me a more subtle hint than you're able to.
I don't know how to tailor what I have in any sort of subtlety.
This key, this door here, when I click on it, it says it's locked. There's no other hints as to what I'm looking for. So
What's this?
this here?
Yeah, what is that area?
That's the area, like, there was previously a pool of, like, dark water that enemies were pouring out.
Okay.
We threw a medallion in it, and now it's, like, drinking water that we can use to heal up.
What's this area?
This is just kind of a loop, and now that you have, like, asked me what it is, I can't help but wonder if I've missed something over there.
I mean, I have no idea if that's the right place you need to go to or not.
Right.
I'm
It's
wondering if any of these locations have names.
It's an area that's a little bit different, and I don't remember ever finding anything over there. So I'm maybe gonna poke around there. But, like, if anyone thinks they can offer a subtle hint here, please raise your hand. Just trying to figure out a way to give me some guidance that's a little more fun than just here's the area and you need to go. Okay, I can see there's an indentation here.
Okay.
So there's definitely something here that I'm missing. Well, let's try clicking on it. Yeah, just clicked on it. Oh, it's just a potion. Okay. So that's not what I'm looking for.
What's that? There's a thing in that little... What is that?
That's the bottom of a broken vase that I destroyed and grabbed some items out of. Each one of these little areas had one of those in it. Dang.
Are there specific areas of the map that have names?
Not really.
Okay, because that's
Like the
all I have for you is the name of the place where you will find the key. But,
Right.
But like, if I ask you like, what's the name of this place, and you don't have anything for me, that's not helpful. I assume that it's entirely possible that I am wrong about where you need to find the thing being on this level.
Yeah, I kind of wonder if you are.
Can I
Just
just
'cause
should I just tell you the name of the place you need to find the key in?
Yeah, okay.
Hall of Light.
The Hall of Light.
The Hall of Light. Is that not a place you've been?
I think that's on the first level.
Okay.
Okay.
I thought it would be on the same level because in the level 2 questions in the hint system, one of the questions is how do I get into the Hall of Light? So I assumed that must have been something you've already done.
Yeah. The Hall of Light, I believe, is the area where there's like I'm going in this loop again. There's like 3 paths, and like some of them have a little like a walkway. Some of them have just like an open pit with like a hidden path that you have to walk down.
Okay.
And I think maybe what happened there is that I got the key I needed to progress in the game,
And then
but I
didn't.
didn't check all of the paths, possibly.
I mean, that's the other thing is that the hints, literally all the hints say for how do I get into this locked door, it says you must find a key, find it in the Hall of Light.
Joe says, I don't exactly remember this part. If I'm looking at the right thing in the walkthrough, I believe you pass through the room. You need to get the key in before you ask for help. Before you found that push in the wall, too. Okay.
I'm noticing now that the hints, like there's how do I get into this locked door, and then there is also a question for how can I open this door without a keyhole. So what if I've been giving you hints for a door you've already opened? Oh. Is the door you...
Yeah, there's no visible keyhole on it.
Okay, hold on.
And yeah, there have been 3 keys that we found in the temple. Like each floor has a key to get through the door that takes you to the next area.
Okay. Here's the real hint for what you're trying to do.
Okay.
Explore the entire level for something that looks abnormal.
Okay.
Pay special attention to the candles.
Oh, God. I was worried about that. I keep looking at them, and occasionally I'll like glance at one, and like I think it's just kind of the way it's designed. Like, this little thing at the bottom almost looks like it could be a flame.
Right.
Like it's a little separate piece that's a little bit pointy, and like I'll frequently glance at them. I'm like, is that one upside down? But I'm like, no, that's just how they're designed.
Do you want further information?
No,
okay.
I think this is good enough.
Okay.
I'm worried about how long this is going to take me, but I don't think I want any more hints at this point.
Okay.
I think I can figure it out.
You hints for the wrong door before.
No, that's okay. Not a problem.
Joey's here for you says, in which case this is the door that is extremely stupid to open.
Sounds like.
Like, I know the further information that you declined, and I'm looking at these candles. I don't see how the fuck you're supposed to see
This one's not lit.
Okay. There you go.
I'm surprised I found it so quickly.
Yeah.
So that's not the door. Okay, yeah, I can see now on the map that the door is open.
That's very annoying.
I'm amazed I managed to get it so quickly.
Yeah. Like, I can't even see the flames on the candles. But
Yeah, it's subtle. Hooray!
now, hopefully, there's actually something useful behind the door.
Yeah. Okay, it's a chest.
Okay.
Oh god, I'm
Is
gonna
this
have
a
to.
cutscene?
Yeah, it is.
Why is Connor acting so suspicious?
Cause he knows a guy's gonna come out.
Aye, the final masterpiece.
Huzzah! No guy? Where's the guy?
Strange. No opponent.
Hand over the mask.
Oh no, two?
Two of them? That's rude.
Where's my cursor?
When the game was first released, we were all so wowed by the 3D flame technology that we simply could not help but take our eyes off the candle. Hence, the puzzle was a breeze.
All right, we've got the complete Mask of Eternity. No one can stop us now. I think we're gonna be king of Daventry now. Let's see. There it is. Oh, I forgot that would do that, but this is a good reminder to save. Level 3, 5? Actually, we're on level 2 now, but that's okay. Don't worry about it.
I have found all 5 pieces of the Mask of Eternity.
Hell yeah, you have. All right, let's go. I want to get back up here now.
Now that you're making progress and are probably going to see something new and interesting, I need to go to the bathroom.
I gotta walk through level 3 again first, so, and load it. And then we'll have another level to load, probably. If you want to be king of Daventry, you have to do boring stuff like order new grain silos to be built. That's true. Oh, what? Huh. I guess when I interacted with that gold vase, there was a panel on both sides of this pillar that opened, and I didn't realize it. I'll take it. Okay, where am I going? I'm actually going down here, so I should go the other way. So is the reason for this game because Graham only had 2 kids? Yeah, like, as far as I understand, part of the reason for having a new character outside of the Daventry family is that, you know, they kind of ran out of things to do with the main family. You know, Alexander's off in the land of the Green Isles, being king there. I feel like, you know, they could have done another game with him if they really wanted to. Rosella, they totally could have. I feel like probably they didn't want to do another Rosella game for goofy reasons, is my guess. But, you know, they didn't give her a really definitive conclusion, I guess. And then, you know, obviously Graham himself is too old, presumably Valenice as well.
There's kind of a succession crisis in Daventry, isn't there? Because both of the heirs have gone off to get married in other nations.
Yeah, I was trying to remember specifically what's the deal with Rosella, like...
She's she's dating Prince what's his name from the Cloud Kingdom.
Right. So I guess she's probably gonna stay there.
Right.
Okay. Let's save before we do this.
That's true. That is how Graham got the kingdom in the first place.
Ran out of room again. Yes, that is true. Let's just delete most of these recent saves. I feel like that's pretty safe to do. Hopefully I don't regret it. Keep a couple of these here. Okay. All right, let's go.
Lo, champion eternal, the door to the inner sanctum of the mask.
Okay. Oh, that's Lucredo.
Finally we meet, mortal. I must commend thee. Thou hast proven more stalwart than I thought. 'Twill be a shame to see one such as thee die.
Was I wrong
have
about
no
going out in the
intention
area
of
with the
dying, you
islands?
Creto.
Maybe I just made that up. So, I really didn't expect to be the like final boss time here. Oh crap.
What are you supposed to do?
Well, I'm pretty sure I want to put the mask on
Well, where it goes.
the altar. I don't necessarily know if I want to do that during this fight, but it seems like it might be the right idea.
I mean, you can't kill him by normal means.
Right.
So.
I also...
So, was that bad? Or was
Oh!
Good. Oh. Well. Rip Connor, I guess.
Okay, so we definitely did something wrong. I really like I was so sure we would be going outside to, you know, the map shows those islands, and I had an image of in my head of what I thought was, you know, going out into that area in the game, but that may be a completely fabricated memory. Because, you know, this seems like the final boss. The thing I'm the most confused about is, you know, we already knew we were missing the golden mushroom to get the spell of might, and right now I'm thinking we need to do that to like live through this fight probably. So I feel like we've missed the golden mushroom. The possibly bigger question is where we find lightning, but maybe that's in an area we've gone through elsewhere that I just wasn't thinking about. But like, I placed that piece of the mask on the altar, and I feel pretty good that that was the right thing to do, because he put it down, and it was there, and then Lucredo popped in, and he just one-hit killed me. So I feel like we probably need that spell of might to survive. And then we just need to, you know, put all the pieces down. We have all the mass pieces now, I've done. how much health did you have when he attacked? That is a great question. Let's load my save here and look at that. It looks like I can see in the screenshot here that I am almost full on health. So yeah. Not quite full, but if I'm not mistaken, at this part they remove some of your health during the cutscenes, like when he's shooting fire and you can't move. Okay, I was kind of wondering. I glanced at the health bar, like just before he hit me there, and it seemed like I was already almost dead. That's interesting. Okay. So y'all have me wondering if, you know, maybe there's something, maybe I can do this better if I'm more prepared. But I still want to figure out this spell of might. So I think it's time for you to look that up and try to give me a hint. Like, all I really want to know is what region the morsel of a giant golden mushroom can be found in.
I'm Googling Mask of Eternity.
Can I see the islands you're talking about on the map? I don't know if there's any way for me to bring that map up other than to load another area. God, I also just realized if we want to go somewhere else, like, we have to be on a teleport pad to go anywhere else, right? So I like have to go, I have to do a lot of backtracking on foot. Oh no! That hasn't happened in a while. We will not send an error report. I don't think Microsoft's going to do anything about it at this point. Or Sierra. Yeah, I kind of think we have to leave the Temple of Sun on foot in order to teleport anywhere. Ian Waith asks, what level of difficulty? I believe I'm on the, like, whatever the middle, like, normal or medium option is. I can't remember at this point, and there doesn't seem to be anywhere in the game to check that, but I'm pretty sure that's what I chose. I mean, we are playing this on XP, which was released after this game came out, so.
Sounds like the mushroom is in the swamp.
Okay, so I was right. Thank you. So we're gonna just have to walk around a lot to get back there. And, you know, maybe we don't need to do it to finish the game, but
It's clearly something that you are not going to be satisfied unless you have done it.
yeah. I mean, I feel like we want to be complete here, and, you know, I've been looking for these ingredients the whole game. I want to see this all the way through. So I guess when we finally get there, it might take us a while just to get there. I will just take a look at the map and try to figure out what areas we might have missed.
Perhaps there is Edenwaith.
Perhaps there's a giant golden mushroom somewhere. Yeah, like we need a morsel of a giant golden mushroom. So, like, does that mean we find a giant mushroom and, you know, take a little morsel off of it? Or do we just find the morsel itself lying around somewhere?
Take a little nibble.
I'm guessing it's the first one.
Yeah, I would posit that you find a giant mushroom and take a morsel, because if you just found...
Oh, how would we know if it's from a giant mushroom if we only find the morsel?
If you found a morsel of mushroom, golden or not, how would you know what it was, really?
Right. I'm just trying to remember if there's even a teleport pad anywhere in the Temple of Sun. Edenway said, warning, trying to collect all 900 Korok seeds may be detrimental to your free time. Yeah, that's one I personally passed on, as tempting as it was. Like, I frequently enjoy doing, like, you know, collecting type stuff. Like, I'll be honest, if that was a PlayStation game and there was a trophy for all 900 Korok seeds, I probably would have done it.
You would have been swearing the whole time.
Or if it was, you know, a more reasonable number, like, I don't know, 300. Like, that seems just more doable of a goal to me. But, like, yeah, that was too much for me. I pretty much completed everything else in that game and felt pretty satisfied with where I was at, so. It's probably in the Swamp Witch's spice rack. Yeah, it's Edenway said it's somewhat bizarre that the game has a load in each new level, and like, you know, it's copying from the disk to the hard drive each time. I don't know if they, like, didn't have a full install option to force you to, you know, have the CD as just kind of like a copy protection deterrent, or if that was just how they decided to do it. This might be a teleport pad. I honestly can't remember what they look like on this map. Actually, let's see. Okay, yeah, I think that's just a spot where we find an item. So there probably is no teleport pad here. So I think we need to go down here to get out. God, I don't know for sure if we can get out. I hope we can. That'd be a bummer if, like, I locked myself out of completing that. As much as that would upset me, I do not think I would go so far as to back up in the game. Okay, wrong turn. Joe says they never had a full install option. I think it was just to do with the levels taking up too much space. They thought no one had it. Yeah, that seems like another, you know, valid explanation. Culinary, thank you so much. Great to see you. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate your 9 months of support. Oh my gosh. I just noticed these are all, these symbols are all indented. Is there a whole bunch of items here? Oh, just some of them. Okay. That's cool, though. I'll take it. Okay, so just those two on the outer walls. And I think they did the little indentation on these so they wouldn't stand out. Probably. Wouldn't stand out as much. Okay. Okay, so I think this is where we came in, and shit. They're really gonna do this to me? to save because I'm worried. Like, I was clicking through the map when it crashed last time. What happened? This didn't hit the button right. Yeah, so it won't let me teleport from here. Oh, that's just telling me how to teleport. I know that. Shoot. Oh, what a bummer.
Are you trapped here?
I don't think I can leave, yeah. I need a teleport pad in... What am I bumping into? And I don't think there is one. Let's see. Okay, so they're marked with this little, like, star thing. I'm pretty sure I've not found one anywhere in the temple. If anyone happens to know the answer to this, if there's any way for me to leave the Temple of the Sun, please feel free to share.
Junior Skag says, just load Swamp 4 and redo the rest of the game from there.
I'm so bummed. I am a little bit... I don't think I'm going to do it, but I am a little bit thinking about, like, what are my saving options? I've been deleting a lot of saves. Okay. Yeah, I think because I've had to delete so many saves, we would have to backtrack quite a bit. But of course, these are all out of order. Oh, I do have a Stonehenge save. Okay. So we could back up to before I came to the Temple of Sun. Another thing we could do is just for fun, I could back up to here. We could get the Spell of Might just to see the conclusion of that puzzle. And then, instead of redoing the whole temple, we could just go back to my current save. Maybe I'll do that. It'll be a little more satisfying, I think, than completing the game without doing that. Unless there's a teleport pad that hasn't been discovered yet. Yeah, that crossed my mind also, but I feel pretty confident there's not any areas that I've failed to uncover. Like when we had that locked door, you know, it was clear, you know, not only could we see the door, but, you know, you could see on the map that there's, you know, area behind it where I hadn't been. And I don't think there's really any other spots like that. I could be wrong. Okay, so this should take us back to the the Frosty Mountains. Yes. So much loading. Joe says, I don't know positively whether you can leave the Temple of the Sun or not, but the way you get to it leads me to believe you can't. Yeah, I think so too. I hadn't really considered that when we went in. Yeah. Okay. So, I actually just realized I don't know that I ever figured out how to get out of this little hole. I think I eventually was like, ah, screw it, I'll just reload a save. But I feel like they surely have designed this so you can get out? Like, there's these blocks here, and they seem designed to help you get out. But I can't seem to jump on even the smallest one. Moving it more towards the middle of the hole in case I'm like kind of bonking on the ceiling when I backflip. Ah, okay. We did it. I guess I want to do another backflip. Is this... Oops. I'm going to move this over to the other side. I think that might be necessary. Oh, camera, work with me, please. I'm not sure how they check you have all the mass pieces before you get there. It's just designed such that you can't help but get them all. Interesting. Like, if you're playing the game normally, I don't think you could get there without getting them all, right? Maybe I'm wrong about that. I guess I haven't thought about it too thoroughly. But I assume it's possible to speedrun in a way that's, you know, easy to skip some stuff. Oh, I'm jumping right over this thing. This is one of the hardest puzzles in the game, I think. How to get out of this hole. Oh, I thought I had it. Alright, I'm going to try from over on this side so that I, you know, hit the block behind it. There we go. I just want my spell of might. Okay, okay, okay. Come on, please. Shit. Okay, I think I need to move forward before I do that second backflip is the problem. It's possible I could push the blocks around in a way that would work better, but I thought he was going to walk off. Okay. Okay. Which is... What? I can't get out of here, right? Whew. We made it. Finally. Okay. Now I just have to walk all the way through this level to get back to the teleport pad. I should do a quick save. Do a quick mushroom save. Just in case I unexpectedly die. Oh. Okay. I thought I was about to unexpectedly die. I just came very close to doing that. Okay. Joe said, I know you can't walk into the final room with the mask. Without the mask, I assume is what you meant. The ghost dude pops up and says you need all the mask. Right. But that's just for the piece you get in the realm of the sun. Wait, does the spell of might affect your jumps, or is that just a joke? I honestly I'm not entirely clear on what the spell of might does. Oh, this is back when we had our cool fire sword. Nice. Just joking. Okay. I thought so. I didn't think it would affect my jumps in any way. But it seemed possible. I think I'm going more or less the right way here. Geez, I had so few items back in this save. They really give you a lot to stock up on when you're going through the temple. Just kind of them. Okay, now I've taken a wrong turn. Or can I get through there? Maybe I can. Good. Oop. Okay. Dragon friend.
Good dragon. May I presume transport back across the Great Lake?
Aye, thou mayst. Climb thou on my back, and I shall take thee.
I'm thinking about the lightning bolt component of the spell of might. And I'm not sure.
I shall wait for thee if thou shouldst need transport back.
Thank you, dragon.
I feel like there was that that guy in the gnome underground that had some kind of contraption. Did that possibly have some like lightning bolts coming off out of it or something? I'm trying to remember if there's been any hint of like a source of lightning in the game. I feel like we haven't really seen any area that seemed to have a stormy sky or anything like that, but I might be forgetting something. For the lightning bolt, you need to play Day of the Tentacle and talk to Ben Franklin. Thank you for the tip. Okay, I'm gonna do another safety save here, just because I'm afraid of the map now. The map cannot be trusted. So we want to go to the swamp. Would you like me to tell you if there were lightning bolts on that contraption or not? Yes. I'm not interested in any other hints about lightning bolts at this time, but yes, like just refreshing my memory on that would be worthwhile, I think. There were lightning bolts on that contraption. You remembered correctly. Okay. Thank you. Like that's my best guess thus far. So I think I would have tried going there regardless. And if there were no lightning bolts on it, then that probably would have been a waste of time. Okay, so now the question is, where the heck is there a golden mushroom here? I don't know what these little spots are on the map, but they certainly look interesting, and they are past a bunch of, like, deadly plant tentacles and stuff. So I wonder if that's worth exploring. Like, this is where we came in. I think this is a little whispering guys that we like learned some secret from. I honestly can't remember exactly what that was. I think this is like the Swamp Witch's castle where we did a bunch of stuff. Like, oh, interesting. There's I believe a bunch of mushrooms drawn on the map here, so that's pretty interesting. I'm just kind of looking around for, you know, what's an area where we maybe didn't do anything yet. I honestly, like, I feel like we got some item back here, but I can't remember what. But the fact that this has mushrooms drawn on it, like, I feel like we encountered, like, there were a lot of these, like, you know, mushrooms that are much bigger than the tiny little ones you can pick up as health items, but they weren't really interactive in any way. But maybe there's a gold one somewhere, you know, amongst those that I just overlooked. But the fact that there's some on the map here makes me think that's a good spot to check. So we'll start there. If that doesn't lead anywhere, I think this is going to be my second guess as to where we might want to look. Badger, 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 badger. Mushroom, mushroom.
Oh no, it's a snake.
I have not.
We're so old.
I've not heard that in so many years. When was that? Was that?
Children don't even know what that is.
Was that like early 2000s?
Like 2002 or 3, I would guess. I'm pretty sure I was in college.
Oh yes, the swamp where we cannot run. No, there's certain spots where we can, but I don't think we can run in the water. Oh, maybe I was wrong. Oh, okay. If we get deep enough, we can no longer run. Okay, health is good. I love the PSAs. The G.I. Joe PSAs are wonderful. I think
like,
about them quite often.
I feel like we say that I'm a computer line
I'm a computer
multiple times a week.
I don't even know if that's a direct quote. It's help computer stop all the downloading. but we say I'm a computer or variations on that fairly often.
I'm a computer in our household.
Like, I feel like there's a lot of, like, memes turned into something slightly different or just, like...
In our household vocabulary.
Yeah. What's that? Is that one of those guys? It's a dead guy, I think. Okay. Alright, so we got a lot of mushrooms here. I'm not seeing a gold one yet. What's this little treat?
Joe is here for you, says...
Oh.
The guy says both, I'm a computer and help computer.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Did you find a golden mushroom?
It doesn't look super gold to me, but this is a large mushroom that is distinctly different from the others. So I think this is the mushroom we're looking for. And that's some stuff in front of the camera.
Whoa, a giant golden mushroom.
Low. So do I whack it with my sword? Yeah. There we go.
You done it.
Wonderful. Now we need the lightning.
This is a slice of golden mushroom.
All right. Let's save. So
Yeah,
let's see.
You've been on for almost 2 hours. You should maybe take
Where
a
did I
break.
get the blue adamant from?
Where did that come from?
I'm just kind of thinking about like the order of the items. If anyone remembers where I got the blue adamant from, please feel free to remind me. Now that I know this is where we got the... Oh wait, no, the basilisk you get after this. Okay, so they're not in order. They're not in an obvious order. Okay. Oh, there's a regular mushroom. There's a bunch. Somewhere in the ice level. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, I think that... Was that what was frozen under that frozen lake? Maybe? Could be remembering wrong. I don't know. Oh, or maybe... Shoot. I don't know. There were a bunch of places where we obtained items there. Like, I think the Griff King gave us some kind of item when we went back to talk to him. There was like a chest when we defeated the main bad guy when we were helping to rescue the Griff King. I honestly don't remember which items were where. Okay, so we want to go back to our teleport portal here, and then we're going to check out the Gnome Underground again. Let's leave that open. The Griff King. Okay, thank you. And I did, I don't think I responded, but I did hear your suggestion about taking a break, and I will do that shortly.
Cool.
That part, they don't give you any experience if you kill them before you rescue the king because you're not supposed to kill him. Yeah. I think I originally did go through that area, and I think we commented on that at the time, and then I like restored the game because there was nothing to do over there, and it seemed like I'd probably done a thing that I shouldn't have. Killed a bunch of guys that would be friendly if I solved their problems first. Okay, do another save before we use the map. And then we will load up the old underground realm of the gnomes. Okay, so that's gonna take us here, and okay, I think this is where we want to go. Yes. So while this is loading, I'm gonna take a break, and we'll be back in a few minutes. Okay. Here we go. Not sure if there might be any enemies I missed in this area. I feel like it seems pretty unlikely.
Oh, I have hiccups.
Unsika Crush had exactly one sip of Coke and then immediately got the hiccups.
Sometimes that's all it takes.
Yeah.
I have heavy protection with
Oops.
a full suit of armor.
That's great. Good for you.
Good for you, bud.
Did not mean to click on that, but thank you for letting me know.
Sometimes it's fine. One sip of Coke doesn't always give me hiccups. But when I have hiccups, often it was only one sip of Coke.
Okay. We're climbing.
And I also have a crunchy chip snack in the background, so I'm going to be very noisy and distracting, I think.
That's okay. Oh, I'm gonna have to go by those boulders again. That's the worst.
I can't quite remember what was the deal with the boulders.
Just roll back and forth, and like you just gotta do your best,
Right.
and it's very hard to. At least I had a very hard time avoiding them all.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think I've saved since we got to this level.
You know, something I keep thinking about, especially like while you're on break and I'm just listening to the ambient background music for a long period of time.
Uh-huh.
How do we know for sure that the person who composed the music for this game had not watched Neon Genesis Evangelion? Because I'm pretty
We
sure,
maybe don't.
Like, I didn't watch it until like the late 90s, like 99 maybe, early 2000s. But it had existed, I think, since 95?
Uh-huh.
So, like, I'm just imagining a scenario where perhaps the composer for the music of this video game perhaps was on the fan sub circuit, was trading tapes, and was already a big fan.
Could be. Whew. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Certainly could have been worse.
Is there,
Talk to
wise
this guy.
sage, any more you can tell me?
Nay, journeyer, there is not. Behold your magic map. It should reveal a new location for ye to transport.
Okay.
Is there, wise sage,
Okay,
any
yeah.
more you can tell me?
Nay, journeyer, there is not. Behold
Excuse
your
me, I have
magic
to go.
map. It should reveal a new location for ye to transport.
So let's just see if we can do anything here.
This will not work.
Okay.
Tis a strange machinery.
So I'm trying to remember if we did anything with this already. Like, I was thinking we did, but I've completely forgotten what. Oh, right. The main thing we were trying to do here,
I have very little memory of this thing.
like, I think our interaction with this guy was to, like, teleport to a new area without a teleport point. Is that? Yeah, because, like, they were all stuck here. Like, they didn't have an exit. So this was, like, a way to get us to a new area. And that, like, took us directly to the barren region.
Okay.
But the fact that I can't use... I mean, I guess I'll try some of my other items here.
This will not work. This will not
I
work.
guess I could combine? Okay, no. For a second I thought it combined them, but it just swapped them. Okay. No, I wanted to put them all together, but it won't let me.
This is a blue adamant. It is a strange machinery. This will not work. This will not work.
Maybe I should try giving it to the guy here.
That does not interest me, Journeyer.
Okay.
It is a strange machinery.
So maybe I'm on the wrong track here. I can't think of where else. Didn't he say it was single use? I think so, but like we don't need it. We don't need it for its original purpose anymore. Like my goal here is to try to find some source of a lightning bolt. Let's review our spell of might again.
A scroll of magical instruction for a spell of might. A scroll of magical instruction for a spell of might.
I swear there's some way to read it. Huh.
Is it not telling you because you have all the components you need now?
I don't know. Another thought is, like, I'm pretty sure we got this spell all the way back in Daventry. I wonder if it's possible we need to, like... I feel like it was found in that, like, there's a lake, and there's a little island in the middle of the lake, and I feel like that was where we found the Spell of Might. Like, there's that, you can climb up to a building at the top there. To be honest, backtracking in this game is so painful, I would assume they designed to not require it if you do things right the first time. Yeah, I was reviewing a section of the manual again, which actually, like, addresses backtracking directly. And, like, it's worded a little weird. Like, I think they want to assure you that generally to progress in the game, you do not need to backtrack. The way they say it is like, here, let me read the exact thing it says. Each of the 7 realms puzzles are mostly self-contained within their respective lands. In other words, if you're stuck in a land, you should probably look for your answers in that land. There will never be a puzzle that keeps you from progressing to the next land where the answer is not in the land you are currently in. Which that specifically is not true, actually. Like, if you miss the I can't, Frieza, the Ice Queen's scepter, like, if you miss that in the Barren region, you have to go back there to get that in order to progress in the Frosty Mountains. So I would argue that that's not actually true, but I do agree it is usually the case from what I can tell. But then it goes on to say, however, that doesn't mean that some puzzles won't span lands, just that there will never be a puzzle to get out of a land that is not wholly contained within that land. So, I mean, my assumption is that, you know, this Spell of Might is optional, I think. So I feel like it's just kind of a bonus thing that they introduce early to give you something to, you know, a bonus thing to look out for these items throughout the game. I assume if you're thorough, you could complete this without doing a ton of backtracking. Now I'm wondering if it's possible to do it without any backtracking, which would mean, like, the last piece you get is in the barren region. The basilisk tongue. So if we're going under the assumption that it's possible to do the Spell of Might without backtracking, that mean the source of lightning could be in the barren region somewhere. It could be in the frozen reaches somewhere.
I have the walkthrough where I found how you get the mushroom.
Uh-huh.
And I think it maybe also said where you combine all the stuff.
Oh. I was worried that might happen.
Oh wait, maybe it was a different walkthrough, but I can probably get back to it pretty quickly.
Wasn't the blue adamant last? Oh, right.
Oh, you don't have the blue adamant.
That was in the frozen reaches. Okay. Thank you. So again, this is only assuming it's designed in a way that you could do it without backtracking. That would leave us with somewhere in the frozen reaches or the Temple of Sun.
Excuse me. You have said the name of the place where you combine all the things.
Okay, is it the frozen reaches?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Like I feel like I was gonna at least want to know what region we need to do it in, just so this doesn't take me a million years.
Right.
I think if I shoot. Yeah, I think it'll be slightly faster if I go back to this save. We're gonna have to reload the swamp and then immediately leave it, but that's okay. It's easier than doing a lot of running around, at least. So the question is, where in the frozen reaches? I'm trying to think of an area there that seems like it would make sense to get a bolt of lightning.
Didn't somebody already say that that something had lightning on it? Am I thinking of something?
Yeah, that was where we just were.
Okay.
Which
That was for something else.
There's not any lightning on it right now.
Okay.
And it seems to be wrong. Wait, what? Excuse me? Okay. I guess I wasn't in just the right spot. Are you learning things back there?
Yeah, in a previous stream, you looked at the thing that you need to do for the spell. You have seen it. You are aware of it.
Okay. Interesting. Oh, I got it. Okay. completely forgot about that. I remember, like, I feel like when I left that area, I commented on it, and I was like, do we ever do anything with that? I don't think we did. That's odd. I wonder what it's for. Yeah, maybe you were, Joe. No worries though. Like if I hadn't gotten any hints, I would have gone there to check out the gnome contraption first, anyways. So it's not a big deal. Just a little side journey that we didn't need to go on, but not a big deal. This is the right way, right? Let's see. So we want to go. All right, it's the big building. Okay, so we want to go back there. So we do need to ride the dragon again. Did not mean to make Mask of Eternity any more of a trial than it already is.
Maybe the real permanent spell of might were the friends we made along the way.
Climb thou on my back, vested one, and I shall fly thee across the lake.
So maybe keep your flaming sword away from the ice dragon.
I shall wait for thee if thou shouldst need transport back.
Thank you, dragon.
When did the first Lord of the Rings movie come out? Of the
Fellowship of the Ring, you mean specifically?
yeah.
I want to say 2000. I am Googling. 2001.
Okay.
How come?
Or I guess the Legolas move I'm thinking of is actually from the second movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think. Trying to figure out what's the right path here. Okay, I think this will take us there. Okay, this goes around back, maybe? No. That's a dead end. Okay, I think I can do this. Okay. Okay, now we need to get up top, so I think I have to go around back and climb up. Don't think there's any... They don't have any stairs or anything, do they? It's kind of weird. How do they get up here? Always good to save. This is it. Spell might time. So how does this work exactly? Like, I'm guessing I need to put them all on the chair and then flip the lever?
'Tis not lightning, but it may work.
Just make us a little pile of parts here. All right, here we go. Nice. I forgot to look at the numbers before we did that,
Now you were beefy.
but I feel like that was a pretty big boost. Unfortunately, in order to actually use this, we would have to redo the entire Temple of Sun. And I don't think we're going to do that. Whoops. I was going to do a save regardless, but I screwed it up. More like permanent spell of shite. Are you suggesting it's not actually that great? Let's see. So our numbers are 71, 500, and 188. I'm just going to go ahead and write those down. After the spell. I just want to see exactly how big of a boost it gave us. It's just a stats boost, yeah. So 65. So we got 6 plus armor. We got, oh wow, 105 boost to our sword, and then 12 for our ranged weapon. So that's a pretty big boost to the sword. Like the armor boost, I feel like is the main advantage, like as far as the fight against Lucreto goes. And honestly, that's not a huge boost. So I feel like we'll be okay here. Hopefully, I'm not wrong. So let's get back to Sun Altar. I think is the save we want. And we'll try this fight again without our Spell of Might. Yeah, I'm trying to think about like strategy here. Like, I think my next attempt here, what I'll try to do is like, first thing, we're gonna make sure we go in with full health. And then as soon as I'm able to, I'm gonna mash, let's think about keys here. 2 through 4 are my health items. 5 is my shield potion. 6 is my strength potion, but from what the manual says, I don't know that we'll be like doing any hitting things with swords here. Like, based on my, first attempt and just kind of the hints the game has given us, I feel like we probably just need to put all the pieces of the mask on the altar. And I think that once we have completed that without dying, I think we might be good. I think that might defeat him somehow. I mean, that's like, I don't know, restoring order or something. We're setting things right by doing that, so I assume that will defeat Lucreto somehow. But I guess if it doesn't, we'll figure that out when we get to it. But that's kind of my goal and how I will attempt to approach it.
Lo, Champion Eternal, the door to the inner sanctum of the mask.
But the main thing I want to try here is to activate a shield potion as soon as the game will let me. Actually, maybe I should do that just before I put down a mask piece.
Finally we meet, mortal.
That's a good plan.
I must commend thee. Thou hast proven more stalwart than I thought. 'Twill be a shame to see one such as thee die.
I have no intention of dying, Lucreto.
I mean, if it's a shame to see me die, you don't have to kill me. Just saying. I could. He puts his face armor down at the end there. Okay, got our shields. Trying to open the bar here. Let's put down a piece. I just kind of grabbed the first one I saw. What do you, buddy? Just do it. You could have put the whole mask down by now. Okay. So that took out almost all my health, but not quite. Oh, and I lost my shield already. Okay. We're doing good here. That felt positive. Another piece. This is kind of intense. He's very upset by my actions here. So I think I'm on the right track. I'm gonna keep doing this same approach, like using the shield before I put down the mask feels like I'm mostly wasting the shield during these cutscenes, but
Thou shalt pay, swine.
I feel like it's better than the alternative of possibly dying. I don't know if it's actually helping from the like hit I take from the cutscene or not. But I've got so many, I feel like I might as well. Okay, we're getting there. I think 2 more pieces? Yeah, he still did 50% of my health with the shield, right? It's like when I get blown back during the cutscene that I'm taking the most damage. Oh, what?
What's going on?
He didn't pop out after I put the last piece on. Oh!
Did you win? Is this winning?
The mask. It will not shield thee, puny cur.
And so you think.
Thou wilt not get away with this!
Shit.
What? You just need to like push him?
I think so. Like, we did this with the skeleton at one point. We had to push him off the...
Okay.
Ooh, health?
Did you win?
I think we did it.
Is this the winning scene?
Yay!
Yay!
Oh yeah, Sarah.
That's a large butterfly. Hooray!
We did it! I think that cutscene at the end was the part where I remembered seeing, you know, a bit of the outside, like those islands up in the sky.
Grain Silo Productions back on track.
that was fun.
Yeah.
Silver, thank you so much.
Sure.
Thank you for those gift subs to Lanky, and Matt's not a bad name.
At what point in the credits will
So
your name appear?
keep an eye out for the beta testers where my name will be listed. Mike Piontek is my human name.
Your real
And
human
it's,
name.
it's right in there. You'll also see Jeff Keighley on the same list, I believe. Unfortunately, Silver did not get a credit in the game due to his birth parents' wishes, but he was also a tester on the game.
Now every village has been plunged into poverty after their coffers have mysteriously gone empty. Too much of a baby.
There's me, right in the middle. Michael Piontek. Team Mask of Eternity. Let's see, we got 6,525,925 out of 6,631,364. That's pretty good.
That's so many.
I'll take it. I assume in order to get the maximum score, we would have had to like kill every single enemy in the game. Like I'm guessing that's the main thing we would have missed there. Joe says this points thing seems like a joke, but apparently it's real, and I think you can maybe get more than the maximum or some such thing. Interesting.
Bonus points.
Yeah, I kind of figured, like, I had heard about that when I was reading up stuff for the game, and, like, you know, playing through the game, it's clear that there's, like, a set number of enemies. So I figured that, you know, making sure you kill absolutely every enemy was probably necessary to get a maximum score. Let's see, I missed a little bit of chat here. Oh, yeah, probably missed a big chunk for not doing the Spell of Might. Yeah.
Oh, because you didn't actually
Because I didn't do that in this save.
Universe.
Right. Yeah.
Got it.
Now I'm wondering what I would have gotten if I had. I think that's the only part where you ever see points, so you know there's not really any way to check, you know, at least in the game itself, how many points we got from doing that. Found a breakdown of how the point system worked. Nobody seems to entirely understand it. Yeah, I'm not surprised. They figured it out to an extent. Okay, interesting. If you have a link you can share, feel free to whisper that to me or Unsecret Crush, and we can share it either in chat or on our Discord. I would be very curious to look at that. But we did it, y'all. Mask of Eternity complete. The final... I just noticed my camera is a little bit... my above head camera is a little bit on screen here. Oops. The final Sierra King's Quest is complete. Very exciting. So, my plan from here is there's a more recent episodic game developed by the Odd Gentleman. So not a Sierra King's Quest, but an official an official King's Quest.
An actual real King's Quest.
So I think we'll play that. It sounds like it's pretty decent, and like my understanding of it is that it kind of fills in like gaps. Like I believe it takes place like throughout the whole like timeline. You play at least mainly as King Graham. I don't know if you only play as him. But you know, it fills in some gaps in between the games, and so I'm kind of curious what they do with that and everything. So that'll be fun. And then I would also like to play. There's two Sierra King's Quests that we did not play yet. One of them is the I'm blanking on the name. Wizard and the Princess, I believe that's correct. Which is like technically the first game in the King's Quest universe. I haven't figured out if there's a way I can play that yet, but I will look into it, and I'm hoping we can figure out how to stream that. And then I also I found that my copy of the King's Quest collection included the remake of the first game. So I thought we would finish that, kind of loop back around and bookend things nicely. It's like a SCI remake, so it's kind of the same style as King's Quest IV. It's definitely a little bit different art, but you know, it's a similar look, and I think it'll be pretty fun to play. So that's the plan for the rest of my King's Quest series. So what's your thought on King's Quest Mask of Eternity in comparison to the previous 7 games? Oh, Christopher Lloyd as Graham in the Odd Gentleman game. That's neat. I played the first episode back when that was the only one that was out, and it didn't quite grab me at the time. So I'm curious what I'll think of it playing through more of it. If anyone saw my Quest for Glory playthrough, it's very akin to my Quest for Glory 1 style. Right, yes. Ian Waite says, Wizard and the Princess. I have that from an old Sierra collection with an Apple II emulator. Haven't tried going back to that in a long time, but from what I've seen, one can certainly see the influences from Colossal Cave and what would go into the early King's Quest games. Yeah, I know it takes place in Serenia, which is... Shoot. I'm trying to think of what area that is. Like, I know we go to Serenia in one of the games, but I can't remember which one that is. If anyone can remember, feel free to refresh my memory. They were definitely getting their bearings in the first episode. It was fine, but I enjoyed the second and third. Never finished. Okay, neat. King's Quest V. Okay. Yes, thank you. Joe says, I'm an Odd Gentleman King's Quest naysayer. Old King's Quest isn't sacred to me, but the new one feels sort of like a Telltale game, and they wrote Graham like Guybrush, so I sort of just felt like, why are we calling this King's Quest? But then again, I only ever played the first episode. Yeah, like I got kind of a similar impression. I don't think Guybrush specifically popped in my head or anything, but it felt a little bit like, you know, a lot of people felt with Mask of Eternity that it didn't really feel like a King's Quest, which I think is understandable. And I feel like the Odd Gentleman series, it obviously pulls in a lot of references, and stars King Graham, but it didn't feel super King's Questy from what I played of it. So I'm curious if that changes as you play through the episodes. Lanky says, what's wrong with Lanky, guys? I have no problem with that myself. But yes, they definitely did make him like a fair bit different from what we've seen in official art and stuff of King Graham from the various games. Silver says, the episodic series follows Graham from teenager to post King's Quest VII. Okay, so we go that far. Neat. And Maybe don't correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like there's maybe even some references to Mask of Eternity. Also, we had a question a bit ago that I never quite answered. I'm scrolling up. Your thought on Mask of Eternity compared to the previous 7 games? Like, kind of my main... let's turn down this music. Honestly, to me, like, 5 and 6 for me are like the pinnacle of King's Quest. Like, that's like I feel like they reached a high point, and honestly 4, like, I love 4. You know, that was my first time playing that recently, when we played it in this series with on Secret Crush, and I really love that one too. And 3 was always a favorite. That was my first one that I played growing up. So like that whole big chunk of games is like ideal King's Quest for me. 7, like, I appreciated it more playing through it again now, but I still feel like, you know, it's kind of similar to this game, but in a drastically different direction. There's a lot about it that, for reasons it's kind of hard to explain, like, it didn't quite feel King's Questy to me. And I imagine probably a lot of that is just, you know, you can't just do the same thing over and over. Definitely Roberta Williams, you know, has made it very clear multiple times. You know, I've read different, you know, bits of interviews and stuff. You know, she really wanted to, you know, constantly try new things. And I definitely respect that. And that's better than, you know, remaking the same game over and over with slightly better graphics or whatever. But I feel like 7 was a little bit like, I feel like some of the things I didn't like about it, I didn't like because they didn't feel King's Questy enough for me. And I feel like that's maybe the kind of the same thing with this one. Like, in this one, I feel like we looked at some earlier concept art where, at least in the Daventry area, you know, it looked, you know, there's blue skies. Honestly, like, just having blue skies and a little bit brighter in Daventry, you know, you could still have monsters running around and stuff. I feel like that would have kind of set the familiar King's Quest vibe a little better. And I feel like that would have helped for me to make it feel more like a true King's Quest. And I also feel like, you know, it might have gotten tired if they tried to reference earlier games too much, but I feel like they could have tied it in a little more and had some references, you know, like in 5, you know, we have Mananan come back in his cat form. You know, we've had other references to earlier games that I thought were neat. So they could have worked in something there to, you know, really, aside from the fact that we start out in Daventry and, you know, we kind of end with getting Daventry back to normal. It feels so removed from what we're familiar with. But like overall, I think this was like a really smart idea for where to go with King's Quest. You know, a lot of it was kind of hampered by, you know, this was the early days of 3D. They, you know, took a flight sim engine and adapted it to this gameplay, which, you know, honestly, now that I know that, like, what they were able to do with it seems pretty impressive. Like, there's a lot of really neat animation in this that, like, I don't think the engine was capable of when they got their hands on it. The ability, like, they pointed out that the reason they chose that engine was it was capable of, you know, going seamlessly from indoors to outdoors, and, like, you know, you can interact, you know, through a window or whatever, stuff like that. And I feel like all those little things, like, they accomplished really well. And mostly I just really wish that, those same folks could have gone on and spent more time making 3D games and kind of exploring what's possible. Because I think they made some neat choices. Some of them worked out better than others, but like, I really, in more modern, like, adventure style games, I feel like exploration of a 3D space is key, and a thing that they tried to do here, and I think in a lot of ways worked out very well, and was definitely the right idea. And they experimented with different, like, 3D puzzles. Like that block puzzle that we had at the end there was a bit disappointing for kind of the final big puzzle of the game. But there were lots of more interesting ones early on that I felt were done pretty well. And like I liked all the different exploration bits, like the grappling hook was a neat addition. I've missed a lot of chat here, so I'm going to catch up. I'm also in the camp that thought Mass Returning didn't feel like a King's Quest game. I thought it was okay, but it didn't link to the existing King's Quest universe very well. Yeah. Honestly, that's probably my biggest criticism of it. My other criticisms, like, I could give those same criticisms of, like, most 3D games from this time period. So, like, I don't think they're, big mistakes or anything. I think it was just, early days of 3D before a lot of things that, been figured out, and, before developers had time to, explore what works really well and doesn't, and stuff like that. Silver says 6 is my favorite, but 5 and 6 are kind of their height. 4 is my favorite of the text parser games. Yeah, for sure. Joe says, I have a strange affection for this game, but when I found the monster on the toilet and killed him and he vomited blood, I was like, is this really King's Quest? Yeah, that was a weird one. That was a real weird one. And CQ mentioned the PAX panel, which I did watch through the other day. Definitely, I found it worth watching. Honestly, like, if I hadn't done a lot of reading on different stuff recently for streams, I might have enjoyed it more. Like, a lot of it was kind of, going over everybody's experience, with, getting into games, and a lot of stuff that was familiar to me, there were some points in which I felt the host could have maybe done a little bit better job guiding things. It also ends in a really weird way where someone asks a confusing question that Roberta Williams is confused by, and then the host is just like, well, we're out of time, thanks, bye, and then it just ends.
I missed a whisper because I got up to get started on our dinner.
Oh.
Please hold while I paste that.
Thank you. But yeah, I enjoyed watching it, and it was neat to see these folks talk. And there's some points where, like, they, talk about things like, I honestly didn't know that Ron Gilbert talked a bit about, how Sierra influenced, him specifically, and kind of LucasArts in general. Like, Sierra was constantly pushing things forward. And that, like, kind of helped LucasArts a lot, which is a interesting detail that I never really knew. Like, to me as a kid, I kind of saw them as, fairly equal. I definitely played a lot more Sierra games myself. And then he also talked a lot about just kind of how his experience with adventure games got him thinking about, things that he didn't really like about adventure games, like, lots of dead ends, or soft locks if you prefer, where you can no longer progress because of choices you made later. But yeah, there was a lot of neat stuff, and like I feel like it's a good talk to kind of put on while you're, I don't know. I think I was playing Genshin at the time, which was perfect for that because I was able to pay attention and focus on the interesting parts, and if there's something I was familiar with, I had something else to entertain me with. Just because it is a very long talk. Edenway said, if Daventry looked more like a reimagining of Daventry from King's Quest 1 and at least had some of the old landmarks, I would have enjoyed that part better. Yeah, I think that's a good point too. Like, it feels like we're exploring a different part of Daventry than what we're familiar with. We go in the castle, and that's, I guess we've seen the throne room before. It doesn't really look super familiar. What we've seen of the throne room is not super detailed, and it changes a little bit over the series. But there's lots of different landmarks in Daventry they could have thrown in there, I think, to make it all feel more familiar. Yeah, I don't know if maybe at the time they just wanted to. I'm curious if anyone has ever asked about that. Like if it was a conscious choice to show new things. Maybe they just felt like rehashing would have been less interesting at the time. Who knows? They just stuck the King's Quest 6 portrait images into Castle Daventry and Mask of Eternity. That's the only reference we get. Yeah, that was a nice detail, at least. I thought that was kind of fun. Continuing to catch up on chat here. Joe says, I think overall Gabriel Knight weathered all the weird technological changes much better than King's Quest. Yeah, it was interesting to, for the most part, my playthroughs of the series overlapped. And it was interesting, like King's Quest, there's a lot more of them. So it's more of an incremental change. And, like I was saying, I feel like Roberta Williams did a lot of, pushing things forward. And then with Gabriel Knight, it's a very different progression because you have, these big leaps. Like we start out with, a traditional 2D point and click, with art from like the King's Quest 6 era. And then we jump to FMV, which, obviously we never got a FMV King's Quest, but it's very like the interface for King's Quest 7 is like super close to the interface from Phantasmagoria. Like it's very, very much built on the same tech. So, that's, we're jumping from like King's Quest 5 to King's Quest 7. And then, the final Gabriel Knight is, somewhat equivalent to Mask of Eternity, and that it's a very experimental 3D. But yeah, I do feel like their approach with that worked much better for me. It felt like a very successful overall approach to doing an adventure game in 3D, with some very different choices. I don't know that like the same approach would have worked as well for a King's Quest. It certainly would have made for a very different game. But again, that's another thing where I wish Sierra had continued on longer so we could have these same folks like, working together and, thinking, oh, there were some interesting things here, maybe we should combine that with, King's Quest and, maybe scale back like the combat. Like, I don't hate the combat in this game, but it feels like overall not a super important part of the game. like it's not the interesting part of the game, I guess. It feels more like a thing to just kind of I'm trying to avoid using the word filler because, like, I don't think that's quite right. Like, I don't think you could just take out the combat. I don't think it would work without any combat. But I think, you know, maybe fewer enemies. You know, maybe if the combat felt a little more polished, just a different approach to it might have worked out better. And then if you maybe, you know, possibly pulled in some, you know, different ways of interactivity, it could have evolved in a more interesting way. But yeah. Oh, and thank you for sharing that link. I'm going to check that out later about the point system in this game. Lucas probably also watched what Sierra did and decided what they did or didn't want to do. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to remember what my first LucasArts games were. I've got a disc that's like, it's got Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis, and I want to say a couple of the Monkey Island games. That was possibly what I started with. I can't remember which of the two I, you know, started on first. But definitely a big fan of both of those. In fact, I will definitely at some point play the Indiana Jones games, and I think at some point I'll probably do Monkey Island too. Monkey Island is what I mean to say there. Because I want to at least play the first couple games before I play the new one, just because it's been so long since I played any of them, and I feel like there will probably be some amount of references I don't fully appreciate, and honestly, like, even like I remember vaguely the overall story, but I definitely need a refresher before I go into a new game. So I'm not going to rush into the new one, but I am very excited about it. Eden Waite said, I think the version of SCI used for King's Quest VII was the same major version as Phantasmagoria and Gabriel Knight 2. Interesting. Yeah, that, like, Gabriel Knight 2, like, there were more, like, UI differences. But I'm not surprised that that was the same, roughly the same version between all of those, yeah. Joe says, I think the idea of the player being in no-clip mode and the characters teleporting into frame when you're not looking is pretty smooth once you come to grip with it. Silver said, I think the combat felt like it was just a hair not polished enough to feel fully engaging. Yeah, like, you know, overall, it feels like I'm just clicking rapidly and hitting the potion key until I win. And, you know, there's a little bit of, like, I almost would have preferred, like, I don't know how you would accomplish this exactly, but I would prefer if it had been done in a way that felt a little more strategic, I guess. And less like you're just, you know, mashing buttons until you win. Like, honestly, like, I think it would have been great if, like, the flaming sword actually had a bigger effect on, like, you know, enemies in the ice area. That kind of thing, I think, would have been neat. But it really seemed like the only advantage of the flaming sword was that it had better stats. Yeah, and, you know, I can appreciate that they don't want to, make things too complex. They don't want to have to, put like inventory management into the game and stuff like that. But, you've got a big inventory already. You could have included weapons in there so you could swap out weapons. I don't know. But if the combat felt more strategic and less button mashy, that definitely would have been more up my alley personally. Seeker says, my parents' Pentium came with Fate of Atlantis and Day of the Tentacle. Those were formative games for me. Interesting. 9 days until Return to Monkey Island. Jeez, there's so many games. I'm still trying to get up. I decided to spend like this month trying to catch up on Genshin Impact. I've been behind for a very long time, but that's my current gaming goal. Because I really enjoy that game. Like I like having a game where I can just kind of go in and like spend some time with it without like. I love a big open world game like I think before Genshin, the most recent one I played that fits this category for me is Horizon Forbidden West, where there's so much to do in it. You can spend a huge amount of time just exploring and doing some little quests and stuff. And I feel like these modern fairly open world games just give you a lot of different types of things to do, and I like just being able to have a game where I can drop in just a little bit, and like if I don't want to do any story stuff right now, I don't have to. I can put that off till later. So Genshin is filling that spot for me, and it's nice that it's like an ongoing game, so they're always adding new stuff, and I think they've gone in some very interesting directions with it. But once I'm finally caught up in that, then I'm gonna have to figure out other games to play in my off-stream time.
You'll
and
never
there's
catch up,
there's
babe.
so much to choose from. I've got just piles and piles of them.
I predict you'll be at least one version behind on main story content.
Oh, you think I'll never get caught up on Genshin?
Possibly, yes.
I'll do it.
It's a challenge.
I'm gonna
then.
prove it to you.
Okay.
Jabberwocky, hello.
You got a couple weeks till the next patch comes out.
Been away for the last 2 streams. Congrats on finishing. Thank you. I had a lot of fun with
Disappeared
it.
to tend to dinner again.
Okay. I will do my best to wrap things up here. Just having so much fun chatting about games. Joe says, I really dislike the weird bookmark save system in King's Quest VII and Phantasmagoria and a couple other games, I think. Obviously designed with more user-friendliness in mind, but it just feels limiting. Yeah, I also found that weird. I feel like it worked better with Phantasmagoria. I don't know that I can elaborate on why. I guess I feel like King's Quest VII was a less linear design. And there were, at least one part in the game, like an actual, kind of choice between two paths. I can't remember if that ever amounted to a lot, but like I would have preferred a traditional save system. And eventually, they patched in something that, tried to be more like a normal save system, but it was just it felt a little weird and kind of shoehorned into it. And then the save system in this game is so goofy. Like it overall works fine, but I don't understand the ordering of the save files. I guess they just didn't think people would use up all the save slots. I don't know, but things got a little messy there. Silver says, I've been playing Dreamlight Valley since 10 a.m. this morning. Jeez. Seems to have filled the Animal Crossing spot completely for me, but I'm also working Genshin in there. Yeah, I'm curious about that game, but I feel like I don't have the time to dedicate to that type of game right now. So I think I'm just gonna enjoy hearing yours and other folks' impressions of it for now. Dinner will be a while, so we can chat. Oh gosh, I might be running out of things to chat about, though. To be honest, I'm flipping through my notebook to see if there was anything we never really had closure on. I think we finally managed to do it all. Okay. Unsecret Crush has a potato to share with us?
This is the potato that I'm about to cut up for dinner, but it's got a sad little animal face.
It sure does.
It's got a little sad little mouth and nose, like a little puppy dog nose, and it's got a sad eye here, and then the other sad eye is kind of off on one side. I just had to document and share this before I cut it up.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So as I was saying, we finally got all 5 pieces of the Mask of Eternity. We got our morsel of giant gold mushroom. We got our lightning bolt. We finished our spell of might. So yeah, that's Mask of Eternity completed. And there's some, like, really, I think the whispering we found, what that was referring to. But we pretty much got it all. I feel like that was a pretty complete playthrough. Aside from, you know, not having the spell of might in our final fight there. We did a good job. So we've got the rest of a notebook to fill with the Odd Gentleman game. So I'm trying to think. We will probably start that series next week, but I'm gonna think a little more because it's spooky season. Spooky season has begun. It'll be October before we know it, and I have a dedicated spooky day of the week. So, and on one hand, that, you know, I'm set, right? But on the other hand, like, I feel like we need to fully commemorate spooky season in some way, and that could mean playing something a little different on Saturdays, but it might not. I just want to put some more thought into it before I commit to anything. But yeah, I think in general we'll go straight on into the Odd Gentleman series. We might see a little brief break for something different, but and then on Tuesdays, I might as well hit my schedule button while I'm talking about this. On Tuesday next week, I picked out a couple of smaller, more recent indie games. Got Mothman 1966. I think I'm going to play the Switch version of that. Just for complicated gaming reasons. There's just a tiny possibility I might end up doing the Windows version. I'll figure that out. And then The Corruption Within by Cosmic Void is another game I want to check out. So I think that's what we'll do next on Tuesday. It sounds like they're on the shorter side, but since I tend to play things a little slower, my guess is it'll be like one stream each or something like that. But we'll see how it goes. And then I'm not sure what I'm going to do after that on Tuesdays. I really want to get into the Manhunter series soon. Manhunter New York and Manhunter San Francisco. A very different type of Sierra series that I'm excited to check out again. And then I also want to get into Return of the Obra Dinn soon. which after talking on Tuesday, it sounds like folks think that would be a good fit for my Tuesday stream. So I think that's what we'll do. I'm not sure what order we're going to do things in there. Manhunter's an interesting choice. Those arcade sequences ward me away. Yeah, honestly, I've only played the second game, San Francisco. I don't remember the arcade sequences very well in that game. I watched Sonneveld play a little bit of New York, so I saw part of one of the arcade sequences there, and maybe I'll regret it. I don't know, but I feel like it'll be a good time one way or another. Unsecret Crush says, oh yeah, speaking of spooky season, if you're in our Discord, feel free to suggest spooky games for me to play on Halloween in our general chat. Yeah, that's, thank you for bringing that up. Unsecret Crush's stream days are Monday and Thursday, and Halloween is on a Monday this year. So I'm excited to see what she'll pick. I might have to go through, like, I've got a long list of games I've been keeping track of for possible stream games. So I might have to go through my list and see if I have any that she might enjoy from those. But I'm very curious what she'll pick out, and I'm excited for that stream. Ponder orbs. That's a lot of Manhunter. Yes, we'll be doing a lot of orb pondering, indeed. Like he says, I started New York maybe 3 times and finished it 0 times. Oh no. Inouye says, spooky games, Phantasmagoria and Quest for Glory 4. I need to check out the new fan-made patch for Quest for Glory 4 by Ash Lancer. Interesting. I have not heard about that. That's another series I would like to play myself sometime. I'm not in a rush because I watched Silver play through the whole series recently, which was very enjoyable. But I want to, like, distance those memories from me for a while before I go into them myself. I think I will probably play the original Sierra releases, whereas I think the first couple, at least, he was playing remakes. But we'll do those someday, I think. I think they're games I was always very interested in, and would definitely enjoy. Robot Spacer should look into Darkseid if you want spooky adventure games. Okay, check it out. Shoot, Unsecret Crush mentioned a game earlier that she said Valis recommended at some point, and I'm blanking on the name, but I'm writing down Darkseid, and I was going to look up that game. The Unsecret Crush mentioned that Valis mentioned. I can't remember the name, but we'll get to it. Yeah, Kathy Rain. I picked up the first one of those recently. That's definitely something I want to stream at some point. Silver says, Quest for Glory 1, I played the Sierra VGA remake. Okay, and Quest for Glory 2, I played the AGD interactive remake. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I honestly, like, every time I've come across someone playing Quest for Glory 1, it's been the Sierra VGA remake. I can't even picture the original version. It's a Game Kitchen game, the Blasphemous devs. Right. The Last Door. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I honestly can't remember if that's already one I have on my list on my computer or not, but it's definitely not something I have looked at recently, so I want to take another look. That sounds interesting. Blasphemous. Edgar Allan Poe streamed a little bit of that, and it's a really neat game. I don't think it's maybe quite up my alley. Like, it's a game I would at least play a little off stream, and I picked it up while it was on sale, but I haven't had a chance to try it out recently. but it sounds like The Last Door is more of an adventure game style. So I'm very curious what that's like. Yuna says, I grew up with Heroes Quest, so I still will occasionally play the EGA version instead of the VGA version. I want to check out the Japanese version of the game someday. Interesting. Shoot, that just reminded me, in an extremely weird way, that at some point in the near-ish future, ish because of me saying I'm going to play the Odd Gentleman King's Quest next, but I do want to play the original Zork on Saturdays. I am going to play the original Zork the way I played it on a Macintosh emulator. I would love to play it on an actual Macintosh, but I think that's a bit too much of a hurdle for me right now. But I think that'll be neat. I at some point finally managed to complete that game, but there's a lot that I don't remember, so I'm curious how I will do replaying it. But that's I think probably what I'll do is we'll wrap up this very, very long King's Quest series, and that's probably what I'll do right after that. But the reason Japanese version of Heroes Quest reminded me of Zork is because there's a Japanese version of Zork that's got like graphics and stuff, and it's really neat. I think I posted a link to a tweet about it on our Discord. I honestly wish I could read Japanese just so I could play a little bit of it. It's interesting to see a Zork game in that style. I think there's a video of it. I might watch a little bit of that just to kind of absorb the vibe of it, even if I can't read or understand any of it. Yes, playing Zork in a very weird roundabout way, thinking about streaming Zork was a reason I ended up purchasing this very expensive keyboard, because I decided I needed some true Mac typing vibes in here if I'm going to play Zork on stream. So that's how I ended up buying that keyboard. How many streams do you think the Odd Gentleman episodes of King's Quest will take? That's a great question. I haven't looked it up on howlongtobeat.com. Let's look it up right now. So I don't know how long a typical playthrough takes. I feel like when I played through the first episode, I did at least most of the episode in a single sitting. Okay. This might be a pretty long game. How Long to Beat says 19 to 21 hours for like an average playthrough. And we'll probably take longer than that. Some people take as long as 40 hours to play through it. So yeah, that'll keep us going for a while, I think. Like the estimate for this game was more around 18, and that took me 10 streams. So geez. Missed a bunch more chat. Jabberwocky said, I've been working through the room puzzle games on my iPad recently. I'm currently on the third, working through the 4 different endings. The story is interesting, but it seems to never get anywhere. Yeah, I played through the first one of those games. We were actually talking about that. I tried to fix my hair. It's very hard to fix your hair when... I can't do it. When you're looking at a thing that is not a mirror, there, we'll just pat it down a little. We were talking about The Room earlier because Silver recommended that as a game that's a little bit spooky that Unsecret Crush might enjoy, because she can't handle anything that's super spooky. But I played through the first game also on my iPad and had fun with it. But I don't really remember, like, I remember a lot of puzzle stuff. I don't remember a lot of story stuff. But maybe they developed the story stuff more in subsequent games. I don't know. Maybe I'm just forgetting it. Mikey says, I'm going to keep playing Rogue until I manage to win it once, so I'll never be stopping. Wow. Inuit says, the first chapter of King's Quest I 2015 generally took me 5 to 7 hours. The other 4 chapters weren't quite as long. Okay, interesting. I'm going to try to start looking for someone to raid here because I'm running out of things to talk about. Narrative is mostly journal stuff in the first game, but becomes more involved as you continue. Okay. Who can we raid? Interesting. Someone I am not familiar with. Oh, I see. I have all the King's Quest games and a bunch of other adventure games like favorited on Twitch, so they show up at the top of the screen in the iPad app when I'm looking for people to raid. So I was confused why this person with 89 viewers didn't show up at the top, but they didn't select the King's Quest 3 category, they selected the retro category. Anyways, I'm just gonna open up this stream real quick to check things out here, but I feel like this might be who would go raid. It is Noodle Beef Noodle, who is not a streamer I'm familiar with, playing King's Quest 3. And as mentioned, that's the first King's Quest I ever played. But yeah, let's pop over there and check it out. And we'll be back for more King's Quest next week. We'll be back for some indie games on Tuesday. I appreciate you all hanging out with me for so long through so many dang King's Quests. I have enjoyed it greatly. I hope you have a great weekend, and I hope we'll see you around. Take care, y'all. Bye.